You Know, the podcast your mother warned you about.
Are you crazy? These kids could really hurt themselves with this stuff.
Oh, God, I thought that was absolutely dreadful.
Welcome to So Like You Know, aka Slick Radio. This is the podcast your mother warned you about. My name's Chris.
And I'm Bo, and I'm trying to mess with this robot penis.
So if the microphone sounds funny here for a minute, don't worry about us. But this is the show for May 22nd, 2014.
Hooray!
Make sure you check us out online at solikeyouknow.com.
We're also on Facebook and Twitter at SLYK Radio.
Or you can follow archives of all of our old shows right here on Spreaker.com/SLYK Radio, where we also broadcast live Fridays at 9:30. Or check out that archive on iTunes and Stitcher.
Yeah, so, the way we like to start our shows is with a microbrew in review.
We like to drink right off the bat.
We like to help you
Alcohol.
out by helping ourselves out.
Yes.
Yeah, so this year... God, I did it again! I said I was going to do it, and then I did it.
Year.
This show, we have the White House Honey Ale brewed by our very own Ben Wilder. He's done some brews before.
We're just going to call him our brewmaster.
The Brewmaster.
The slick brewmaster, Ben Wilder.
Word.
He took the recipe from whitehouse.gov, which you can find and make yourselves, but this is the honey ale or the honey porter?
This is the Honey Ale.
So we have the White House Honey Ale.
Yeah.
We'll drink it throughout the show. Stay tuned to the end of the show to find out what we think of it. Ooh, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, much better than that other thing. That other thing was bad. Well, okay, it wasn't bad. Okay, let me phrase this.
Bo's trying not to say what it is because he don't want to make anybody sad.
Well, it's not that it was bad. It was juice.
Okay, let's recap. Last week we drank the Eat a Peach from Rocky Mountain Brewery that Esteban gave me. I found out that it wasn't the true Eat a Peach. He had mixed some honey porter with it. Or it was the milk porter. I don't remember. He mixed a porter in there, and it also killed the carbonation, so it tasted like alcoholic peach juice.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, it's not supposed to taste like that. I must have given you the wrong growler. Thanks.
So
Still gave it a good score, but the real one tastes better.
yeah, I would be interested in trying the real one.
So,
But, you know, that's how it goes, and whatever. It was free beer, too, so I can only bitch so much.
yep. But let's move right along to Sparky BuzzFeed.
Yay, Sparky BuzzFeed. It's so fun sounding now. Now that I'm like just accepting of it, it's like I enjoy this. This
This is where we tell you about gaming news, nerd news, awesome news. We talk about it, bitch about it. You get to listen to it. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, and you have to love it because you're listening, and that's how it works, because we're wonderful.
Let's preface this right now. If you guys are fans of the show, we are going to be live on location tomorrow from 5:30 till whenever it dies down and we go home at Escape Velocity Comics, the First and Main Town Center on Powers and Barnes. So, listen to the live show, come say hello. They're probably doing giveaways, the party, celebrating X-Men Days of Future Past, right by the movie theater. We might have something to give away, so if you are a fan of the show and you're local to Colorado, come say hi, I might give you something.
Yay!
I have stuff still.
Woo! It's
Yeah.
not going to be like herpes or anything.
No, it's
It'll be like-
merchandise.
You can buy herpes.
Yes.
It's called a
you
prostitute.
can. So that's the first important part. Days of Future Past comes out tomorrow. We're celebrating with the gang from Escape Velocity. Come say hi.
Awesome. So, we also wanted to talk about some other awesome or not so awesome news. The dog found something interesting.
Last
have a dog this time,
last time we talked about a cat. Now we have a dog.
It's sniffing everything that the cat sniffed.
Yep.
But sad news, Wolfenstein reviews are pouring in, and mediocre seems to be the word, not bird.
Not bird. So, I mean, I like to... When I look at video game scores, I go to two places. I go to IGN, and I go to GameSpot. I take their scores and average them. So if one of them gave the game a 5, and the other one gave the game a 7, I was like, okay, it's a 6. That's kind of how
that's how we do our beer.
yeah, pretty much.
So it works.
IGN, which is a lot more critical of its games, gave the new Wolfenstein 7.5. GameSpot gave it an 8. But it looks like whoever's running GameSpot got really lazy and gave every good game an 8 and every shitty game a 4. Because everything
really
was
in between,
either an
alright.
8 or it was a 4 when I looked at the website. Mario Kart, 8. Wolfenstein, 8. Titanfall, 8. Or maybe they just cap out at 8. I don't know.
I guess that is a possibility.
No, there was
Who's
a
ever
couple.
heard of an 8 out of 8? That's weird.
I know. So,
Unless you're talking about people your goal is to sleep with, that seems like an odd number.
I want to go with 8. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Wolfenstein is a great franchise. It looked like a really fun game. I saw some of the previews from, that wasn't E3. E3's coming out now. What happened before? CES. Yeah, there was a couple people that went to CES and played it, and they said it was fun when they played, but it's just a regular first-person shooter. So yeah, you shot zombie Nazis. If you hear it crunching, it's the dog eating dinner. So...
And who doesn't want to kill Hitler?
Exactly. But I guess this is a take on if the Nazis had won the war, so there's more shit going on.
So there's all kinds of crazy camps and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That sounds interesting. I don't know. I was a huge fan of the old Wolfenstein. I have an emulator on my computer, and I probably play it semi-regularly.
Just because he still has never beat it.
Yeah, that is actually a sad fact. I've beat Duke Nukem so many times, but Wolfenstein never came across it.
I always use the cheat code to beat Duke Nukem. Like, I'd beat the first episode, then say, screw it, and go into the third episode.
I don't know. Honestly, one of my favorites like that, Wolfenstein was fun, but I liked Heretic 2. Did you ever play that? That was
good one.
really good.
Yep.
I thought that was a lot of fun, because it added a lot more functionality to the game instead of just, here's your pistol, have fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
So.
But speaking of things that add a lot to games, have you seen the previews for Shadows of Mordor?
No, I haven't. And I'm really bummed that I didn't look this up.
Shadows of Mordor looks amazing.
So is it going to be like a first-person game or what?
People are calling it Assassin's Creed knockoff. But it's in the Lord of the Rings.
Okay, and I'm sorry. I'm immediately picturing like running around looking for my precious...
You could. Hey. We have comments.
Comentos!
Looks like we're having some technical trouble with Ben. Sorry, buddy. Trying to listen, but it's not working. Bo, keep talking.
I will look it up since you know about Shadows of Mordor.
Okay, so Shadows of Mordor, they said it's kind of like an Assassin's Creed knockoff, but the guys that made it swear they built it from the ground up. So, it'll be something. So, should be good. The videos look amazing. You can check it out. They got a main story on it.
But the guys that made it swear
Whoa!
they built it from the ground up. So, it'll be something.
That's weird.
Should be good. The videos look amazing. You can check it out. They got a main story on it. But the guys that made it swear they built it from the ground up. So,
Okay. All right, that's enough. You're scaring me. Anyway, you can check it out on IGN.com.
Hold on.
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay, well, it seems to be working on my phone. I mean, I don't know what you're listening to it on, but you should check it out. But Spreaker does stream on iPhone. That is a free app, as well as on Spreaker.com/user/Slick Radio.
You don't even have to do user. You can just do Spreaker.com/SLYK radio.
Nah, it'll go there, yeah.
So,
But we also have the link posted on our Facebook, so check it out there.
I'm still helping Ben. You keep talking.
All right. Since I don't know anything about Shadows of Mordor.
I already talked about it. You can check the video out on IGN.
Oh, there we go, yeah. NASA is allowing private groups to take command of satellites.
Let me guess, you didn't read this one either.
No, I didn't. But I can honestly say that sounds kind of terrifying. But I can imagine it would be something in the nature of MIT being able to control satellites to function outside.
Kind of. So it's ICEE 933, I believe, which was a satellite launched in the late 70s, designed to kind of observe patterns between the Earth and the Sun. NASA scrapped communication with the satellite in 1997, including taking down the antenna used to communicate with it. They found out recently that the thing is still chugging along. It's still hanging out and doing its job, even though it's received no commands. So NASA went ahead and said, hey, okay, you guys keep bugging us about it. You can build your own antenna and try and figure out the commands. Here's the tricky part. It's a whole bunch of different groups. It's not just one group. So that's why I'm not naming them. One, NASA has no records of the commands it used to send to the satellite, and doesn't have the antenna anymore. So they have to jury-rig this other antenna and then go through NASA archives and try and find the commands used to communicate with the satellite.
That is a lot of research.
Before the satellite makes its closest near-Earth pass in the next year, in the end of June.
Wow.
They have a month to figure out how to
communicate with it. Holy shit.
They want to tell it to fire its rockets and enter a high orbit on Earth's atmosphere, so it can continue its mission.
Instead of just drifting away.
Yeah. Well, it's not drifting away. It's in a weird orbit right now.
Huh.
It's like kind of orbiting Earth and like Mars.
Interesting.
Like what the hell's going on?
That is very weird,
Yeah.
but pretty cool. Oh, that was good. There's a perfect level of carbonation in this beer.
Oh yeah. So far, so good.
Also, didn't read this either. Facebook is listening.
So Facebook has installed a new algorithm in its apps that it can tell your friends what you're listening to or watching without you even having to click anything. It'll just be like, hey, Bo's listening to Vanilla Ice right now.
Bo's watching some weird porn right now.
Exactly.
Oh shit, I don't like that.
No.
I need to make a separate porn computer.
Yes. Or keep your phone away from it.
Nah, there you go.
There's no timetable on when this is rolling out, but it's just fucking creepy.
Yeah. I don't agree
Just
with that
creepy.
at all.
Yeah.
It's weird that, people are so, like, when everyone was flipping out about the Patriot Act and
You
shit
just said
like
the
that.
show name. It's weird that people are so, like, flipping about the page.
Yay!
It's a thing!
I did it!
So, but
There's
anyway,
a clear and present danger here.
Mark Zuckerberg just wants to know whenever people call him a douchebag.
That's
Like,
probably
just turn on all the phones and let's hear their conversations.
that, or he's got bored with the porn he looks at and he wants to know what everyone else is looking at.
Could be. He likes
But little does he know he could just go to RedTube and there's like what people are watching right now.
Samuel L. Jackson endorses RedTube.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool. Well, he knows a good site then. Because RedTube doesn't put porn on your porn. It doesn't put viruses on your computer.
True. So, I don't know how to segue into this next thing. I'm just going to talk about it. So there are some big, big, big mobile phone rumors right now.
The iWatch, as well as the LG G3.
It's the biggest things on the Buzz feed.
What's going to be in the G3?
Stuff.
Stuff.
That's why they're rumors, Bo.
I know, but even with rumors of the iPhone, there were some sort of maybe possibilities. But the iWatch seems pretty cool. I honestly, everyone keeps wanting to get bigger and bigger phones, but I would want the littlest thing possible that still functioned for me.
If the iWatch had a display that went from wrist bone to wrist bone and was a separate functioning device that I did not need to carry a phone with me, deal, I'll buy one.
Yeah. Well, if it has the OLED screens, the flexible ones,
Yeah.
I don't see why that wouldn't be possible.
If it's the same goddamn thing that Samsung has where I have to have a phone to use the watch,
That's stupid.
no. Because the only phone that worked with that watch at first was the Note, and I hate my Note. It's too freaking big. I don't care if Samsung gave it to me for free so I'd say it's the greatest phone in the world. It's too fucking big.
Yeah, I agree. That thing is monolithic.
I should have had a Galaxy S5 by last week. Samsung hasn't given it to me yet. Damn it, Samsung, I'm going to bash this damn thing till you give me my S5.
You know what the Note works for? It works for girls. Because girls normally put their phones in their back pocket.
Purse or in their
Or in the
boobs.
back pocket. And in their boobs, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
it works for them.
I mean, the G2 was already kind of ahead of the technology that it came out with in November, so the G3, I'm assuming, is going to be top-of-the-line technology as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the G2 was the same size as the Galaxy S4 with all the specs of the recently released Note 3. Mm-hmm. So you took everything in the Note 3, crammed into a smaller phone that still fit in your hand, and said, it's an awesome phone. Love the G2.
That sounds better. That sounds a hell of a lot better. So, because, I mean, I drifted from Android just because I was sick of having to pull my battery out constantly.
They fixed that.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me that, and as a phone person, I'll trust you. And the other thing was, like, they just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was... I know they have the same size standard phone, but just the fact that they were doing that somehow pissed me off, and it made me not want to get an Android.
And now that's everybody's complaint about